There are a few types of equations that many students find challenging or make errors on. The first type of challenging equation is when the directions are unclear or misleading. You may find the word determine used in place of the word solve. To determine something means to find something out using logical steps. A sample problem would read, determine which values of x are true for the equation. What they're really asking you is to solve for x, just like you've done in the past. Another type of challenging equation is when a two-step problem looks visually like a one-step problem. These are most common in the format number minus x, or in this case, for example 1, 9 minus x. You can start solving this in the same way you've done in the past, with subtraction of the number in front to make it into 0. You can bring down the x, and now I have x equals -3. Many students will stop here, but you'll notice there was a minus sign in front of the x, and in order to accurately solve this, I must bring the minus sign down. This is telling me that it's not positive x, but -1x. Sometimes it helps when we see these problems to write the 1 in next to the x, so we know it has a coefficient of -1. Now, my second step that many students forget is to divide by -1 on both sides. X is equal to +3. And if you were using logic, 9 minus 3 equals 6 makes such sense. If you got -3, another error that students make is in their check. You should do 9 minus +3. Notice how I included the minus sign outside of the parentheses, and inside of the parentheses I have my answer. If you have gotten into the habit of not using parentheses for your substitution, you may make the fatal error of not actually catching that it wasn't -3 here, but rather +3. Our left side equals our right side, we are correct. If you find that you may forget that second step, there's a second method for this type of problem by adding x on both sides. The negative x and the positive x on the left cancel out, and I'm left with 9 equals 6 plus x. Now I get rid of the 6 by subtracting, and we have 3 is equal to +x. The same answer we got before, but this way you turn your negative x's into positive x's, and it makes it a little bit clearer. Reminder, always substitute in parentheses. The last type of problem that many students find challenging is when we have a fraction in a two-step problem. Worry not, this is the same type of problem you solved in the past. We'll start with the subtraction. Undo the subtraction first. 2/3 x is equal to 4. This again is a problem you've already solved. Multiply by the reciprocal on both sides. And don't forget, you can always put whole numbers over the number 1 to make your multiplication easier. X is then equal to 12/2, which we know we can reduce to 6. Your check is going to be a little more challenging. You do have to prepare for multiplying by that fraction. It may help when you substitute to put the number over 1 from the very beginning. 2 times 6 gives us 12, over 3 times 1. 12/3 reduces to 4. 4 minus 4 does in fact equal 0. Both sides are equal. We got the correct answer.